Alright, so full disclosure, besides the Sherlock Holmes movies and the Aladdin movie that came out last year, I have not seen a Guy Ritchie movie. So you can take this as an introduction to Guy Ritchie's work. The Gentleman was directed by Guy Ritchie and stars Matthew McConaughey, Charlie Hunnam, Michelle Dockery, Colin Farrell, and Henry Golding. So as mentioned before, I have not seen an original Guy Ritchie film. This is the very first Guy Ritchie movie that I've actually seen, and I saw it in theaters this past weekend. And as an introduction to this guy's work, this was a pretty great one because I don't know how this ranks among his best movies or his top work, but if this is even like the worst or mediocre that he's done, I'm really excited to check out the rest of his filmography because I thought this movie was actually really, really good. So first off, the performances in this movie. There were so many actors in this movie, it's actually really crazy. I can't name them all, but they all do a phenomenal job bringing these characters to the screen. I liked all the characters in this movie. The standouts for me were definitely Hugh Grant as the one that kind of narrates the story. And the way that they had him narrate the story was also really cool. It's almost like he's pitching an idea to a movie studio.
I can't be specific about the heroes and zeros, but our protagonist is a hungry animal.
Which I thought was kind of a really unique way for Guy Ritchie to narrate this movie. Along with him, we've got Charlie Hunnam. He was another standout. For the longest time I was looking at him, I'm like, is that Tom Hardy? Who is that? He looked a lot like Tom Hardy to me, but his name's Charlie Hunnam. Colin Farrell as well was a great character. And Matthew McConaughey as this kind of like owner of this marijuana empire that all these characters are trying to get. He gave a really fun performance. In fact, all the performances in this movie were all captivating. And the reason why they're mostly all captivating is not only because of the characters that these actors have created and brought to life from Guy Ritchie's script, but the script itself, I would say, is the star of this movie. The dialogue in this movie is some of the most fun dialogue I've heard in a little while. It's so slick, it's so quick, it's so witty, and it comes at you so fast that it actually took my brain some time to register when the joke was said or when a witty line was delivered, because it's just so fast and so on point, and all of these actors do such a great job delivering them. This movie is actually a really talky film. There is a lot of dialogue in this movie, and all of the dialogue in this movie I found just captivating, and I just loved every second of it. Every word and every sentence and conversation that these characters had with each other was just so brilliantly written, and I just loved listening to this movie. I want to watch this movie again strictly because of the dialogue. There were some really good lines in there that I honestly think will become very quotable in the future. Going back to how the movie is told by Hugh Grant, who narrates it, it did get a little confusing with the narrative for me to kind of follow it all the way through. By the time I got to the end, it all kind of wrapped together. It all came together in a nice bow, and I was able to piece it together. But the way that this movie is kind of told and the way that it's kind of edited together, which, by the way, the editing in this movie I thought was also really good. It's so stylistic. And I just thought they put a lot of thought and creative work into the editing because they did a lot of cool transitions. And they really used the editing to give the movie a really unique and cool style. At times, it almost feels like a classic 90s movie. But in some way, the narrative kind of reminded me of Pulp Fiction. It almost feels like it's told out of order at times. And when I didn't realize that as I was watching it, I did get confused at times. But it does all come together in the end to deliver a really satisfying, fun, wild experience that I really enjoyed watching in the movie theater. I was looking online at some other reviews, and I guess they say like this is Guy Ritchie's return to form. I guess he hasn't been making some good stuff in the recent years. I haven't seen any of it. But I really enjoyed The Gentleman, and it really makes me want to go back and watch Guy Ritchie's older movies. And if The Gentleman is any indication, we are having a really good start to this year of movies. Anyway, guys, those are all my thoughts and opinions on The Gentleman. But what did you think of The Gentleman? Have you had a chance to see it yet? And have you seen other Guy Ritchie films? What's your favorite one? What should I check out? Comment down below. Let me know. I want to hear all your thoughts and opinions about this movie. And as always, guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video and checking out my channel. Until next time, my name's Zachary Milne. Thank you for talking movies with me, and hope you have yourself a great day.